All right, welcome everyone to the Women's Business Center at Jedi. It is our February webinar, and as many of you know, we offer webinars monthly that support people in growing businesses or starting businesses. And today's webinar is all about marketing. You know, a lot of times when people come to the center, they ask to get help in marketing, which is such an essential part of business. But as you've seen in our webinar series, we love to do webinars on sales like we did just a couple months ago, but also things like financial organization or understanding workflow and systems or technology in your business. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to have a poll. I'm going to ask you what you want next. And so please, please, please share with me what kind of webinars you want this year in 2019. We have some great things planned for you, but definitely I want to know what you want to learn, what's going to support you in growing your business. All right, well, let's get started. Today's webinar, your marketing tune-up. Save time and money with inquiry. And the webinar is brought to you by the Women's Business Center at Jedi, where potential becomes prosperity. We service individuals in 4 counties in Northern California. We help people with our classes and workshops. We have an office in Redding, an office in Mount Shasta, do a lot online through Zoom and video conferencing. So yes, yes, yes. If you haven't been a client, if you're interested, please, please get a hold of us at info@e-jedi.org, or just make the phone call. And Jenny, who's wonderful, will pick up the phone, or Colleen, and be here to help you, to support you in anything you're looking for to start and grow your business. All right, this webinar, I put pencils there to remind us all, this is gonna be interactive. There's gonna be moments where as you are tuning up your business, you're going to be having time to write some things down, to make notes, to get creative. In terms of the webinar platform, screen size options are in the upper right for most PCs and Mac. At the bottom, you should have controls. I'm inviting you to type questions and comments in chat, and I just got a chat. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, it's my pleasure to do this. We are going to do polls. Get ready. You'll be clicking yes and no and voting or responding to those questions. The webinar is recorded. You'll get a copy of the webinar if you attend or register for any of our webinars. You will the next day get a link to watch the replay. So enjoy and apply this to your business. Traditionally, large companies invest tons of money in market research. As a small business owner, you too can learn the basics behind great marketing, so that you can engage and attract clients and customers all year long. Today, the goal is for you to gain new insights for creating content, designing posts, developing marketing collateral, and or updating your website, to get new ideas on how you can go about sharing your message and how you can do it more clearly. So this is a tune-up, which means we're looking under the hood. We're really looking under the hood of your business, and I applaud you for taking time to actually slow down enough to think through how you can tune up your marketing this year, how you can switch things up a little bit. I'm Joy Taylor. I'm the host of the webinar series and then occasionally the presenter, and today I'm the presenter. I'm the online learning specialist at the Women's Business Center at Jedi. I used to be the director for 2 years. Great organization. I've been teaching It's Your Business for the Women's Business Center and specifically Jedi for since 2008, which is the flagship program that is starting again in March. And it's a wonderful program too. If you like this webinar, you'll love It's Your Business. We really get people working on and having perspective on their business in order to really grow their business. And I myself am an entrepreneur in wellness and professional development. And so I'm faced with the same challenges and struggles you are every day too. And that gives me a certain business acumen and also a lot of compassion. So what is marketing? Marketing really is communication. It's communication with your potential clients, which means it's speaking and it's listening. Marketing is the outreach energies that you put forth But in order to be good at responding to the needs and the desires and the problems of your potential clients, you need to be listening. And we are going to focus today a lot on the listening. That's why it's under the hood. The listening. Who are your clients? And what the heck are they saying? What are they thinking? What are their needs? What are their desires? This allows you to then better respond, speak. And we want to make sure that you attract the right clients. This is the number one way to make marketing easy. It's to listen and ask and find out what it is that your potential clients, customers, those that you serve, really are saying, really are needing. So for today's webinar, and for successful marketing year-long, have an inquiry mindset. Get curious. Be perpetually curious about what your customers are thinking, saying, needing. Anticipate trends. Anticipate what's next for them, and you'll be ahead in the parade, right? You will be able to be at the finish line or be the one who's climbed the mountain or can teach them to climb the mountain because you know the mountain they're climbing. So tip to marketing, number one, essential. Listen, have an inquiry mindset, and get curious. So what are the essentials of brilliant marketing? Identifying your products and really getting clear on features and benefits. Defining your customers, understanding your customers, developing a relationship with those people, an exquisite understanding. Learning from your industry, including mentors, associations, trends, coaches, educators. Surveying your customers. So once you've defined them and you know where they are you continually asking them questions? And then studying competition and collaborators as a way to get better. And then finally, as we do all of these essentials, we do become brilliant and we become unique. These are the core elements that we're going to cover in the next 40 minutes. Are you ready? We're going to go through each of these bullet points, and I'm going to invite you to be curious, to be inquiring, to be thinking, to be under the hood, and to make some changes. And remember that this is a science and an art. So marketing takes good sense. It's helpful to have data and stats, but it is creative. Failure occurs because of two reasons: doing things without thinking about them, thinking about things without doing them. Today in this webinar, we are going to think about things. After the webinar, you will have some action steps. You're going to be writing them down throughout the webinar, and you are going to take those brilliant thoughts and do something with them. So I want to find out who is here, and I can see who you are. But let's find out more specifically what best describes you. So I am launching the poll. Which best describes you? All right, I see people are just starting. This should be on your screen. Great. Now in all these polls, you can choose more than one if you have more than one. All right. We've got, all right, more than half of you. I'll give you a couple more moments. Okay. Let me launch the poll and share the results. So half of you own a service-based business. 4 out of 10 sell a product. We have a couple people who are considering and then manufacturing. All right, fantastic. I have one more poll. What is your biggest marketing? What are your biggest marketing challenges? If someone says they didn't get a poll, you should, the poll is open and it should show up right on your screen. So you might want to exit full screen mode or play a little bit with your screen. We have people voting, so. All right. So what are your biggest marketing challenges? Producing marketing tools that look good, knowing what copy to write, deciding what strategies to use, finding ideal clients, deciding where to spend my marketing time, and all of it. All right, I'll end the poll. So guess what? Well, I'm not surprised, all of it. Yeah, I think we all and any business owners have challenges, and great, Becca, I'm glad you found the poll in all of these areas. So a lot of you have confidence or more did say producing marketing tools that look good. Congratulations. But deciding on which strategies and where to spend marketing time is always something that takes a lot of focus and energy. And thank you for that too, because we can design maybe a webinar just on marketing strategies. In addition, in the It's Your Business class that starts in March, we have a week and a half that's completely focused to overviewing all marketing strategies. We're not going to cover a lot of that today. We're going to be under the hood helping you be really proficient, so when you do get out there into those methods, you know what to say and how to create the best presentation. Okay, just for fun, if you want to chat your company name in the chat box, that would be great. And it'll appear for everyone to see. So just type in your company name if you'd like to. And that also helps me as I go through the webinar, even call out some of the companies. All right, so we have Mass Deploy, great name. Nature's Glory Photography. Wairika Mailbox, Shasta Regional, yes. Community Foundation, Bear Wallow Herbs. Oh, hi, Kara. All right, so fun to be with you all. Okay, so let's go through this webinar lab, and I want to do, some of this is going to be reviewed for you, but when you're thinking about your products and your services, you are consistently in the opportunity in the business of sharing with people what your products and services do. Now, often people make the mistake and they focus a lot on the features of their products and not enough on the benefits. So this is a key essential to up-level your marketing and tune up your your marketing this year. Focus on the results. Let's first define these terms. A feature are the characteristics and functions of your product and service. It describes what your product or service does. They relate to the product. In this situation, we have canned, wild-caught, tuna, X number of ounces, boneless, skinless. It's very clear. In a service profession, it could be 1 hour. It could be the cost. It could be if it's massage deep tissue. It's just what it is. It's the features. It's the function. These are usually less important than the benefits. What is a benefit? It's the value that your customers receive. It generates an emotional and psychological response. Now, this is so important in anything you're putting out there. When you are inviting people into a service, into an opportunity, what's the result they're going to get? Then explain how they do it, how much it costs, when it takes place, etc. Benefits, buyers experience benefits. It's the so what? It's the WIIFM channel. What's in it for me? Which is what everyone's thinking when they land on your website, meet you at an event, or are making a decision if they're going to say yes to what you do. So good marketers tell customers about the benefits they will receive. It's also called benefit-driven advertising. Here's an example of features of a red jacket. This is windproof, nylon, machine wash. All of this is important later, but what's important first? Fashionable, joyous. I can wear it on the ski slopes. I can wear it in town. Makes me feel good. Draws attention. I stay dry. I stay warm. These are all benefits. What's in it for me? So when you're in the service industry, I use the word result, but you really want to think of, like, if you are, because many of you are in the service industry, you're selling a program, an online class, or a seminar, or a coaching package, or body work. You know, in those service industries, what's the result someone gets at the end? In a manufactured product, what are the benefits of eating or using your product? So I want you to take a moment, choose a product or your product line, and write down, I'm going to give you 20 seconds, maybe 30, I'll set the timer. Write down some really strong words that describe the benefit. Freedom, peace of mind, freedom from back pain, relief, money to get educated, fast service, convenience, stress relief. Go ahead and write down some key benefits and results. Big words, powerful words, the words that your customers want. And you can chat them too. I see Gwen said more time. Yeah, that's a good one, Gwen, especially for you in the marketing industry. Absolutely. People want more time. They don't want to spend time doing things that they're not good at. So in more time, they want the freedom to do what they're good at. They want the freedom to serve others, not the hassle of figuring out marketing. Anyone else, please chat. So once we have those benefits, of course, the question becomes, where do I use them? Everywhere, everywhere, and lead with them. A lot of people believe in leading with individuals' problems and then the solutions. These are called poll questions. So the benefit is they're going to be free from what problem? But clarify those benefit words, use them primarily when describing, especially your products, then you can get into the features. So on your website, your packaging, your email campaigns, when someone asks you what you do for a living, tell them the results you give your clients, not what you do, where you do it. Print collateral, key messages you can use it, talks and presentations, call to action. So be really aware that you're really focusing on the benefit of the person who uses your product or service. They feel purpose in life, love it, empowered, inner peace. Now, someone wrote down beauty, rustic, environmental, enhancing, custom. That all feels like descriptors. So if I have beauty, rustic, environmental, enhancing, custom, I don't know what you offer, maybe it's furniture. I probably come home and feel like I'm living in the house I always dreamed of. I'm excited to invite people over. I get inspired by working in my office because the decor, it just matches who I am. That would be the benefit to the customer, and I hope that's a good distinction. So thanks so much. Benefits, stable, consistent servers, secure, the feeling of security. You don't have to worry. Making your IT staff look good, free up time to be proactive rather than reactive. That's good. Freeing up time. Think of your customer. The other thing, a moment of bliss. I love it. Escape, a no-brainer. Another thing you might want to do to really understand the benefits, and we'll get to this a little later, but go to your clients that already use your products and services and ask for 5 minutes and interview them. Get on the phone and say, how has your life changed because of you using my product or service? And of course, you can utilize those as testimonials, but listen for the words that happen over and over and over again. I highly recommend that. I've done that a few times in my business, and it has completely changed the way that I name things and that I promote my products and services. Sell the result, not the product. We're going to move on to the next key and tune-up tip, and that's really knowing who your customer is. Now, you know who your customers are right now, but who are your ideal clients and customers that you want to bring into your business? Who you serve is not always your customer. In other words, if you serve the elderly, but the family is the customer, the one who purchases the product, you need to make sure that your marketing fits for both the family and the elderly that's going to be living, let's say, in the facility. If you have a product for children, you're marketing to the children, but you're also, who's going to buy it? The parents. So just wanted to make sure that you are really, really clear about that before you start moving into who are your clients and who is purchasing your product. Demographics, you've heard the term just for fun. Demos means people, graphics is to study. So it's the study of people, and it's quantitative in nature, human population, maybe age, income, gender, location, occupation. These are all aspects of demographics. What are psychographics? It's the soul of a person. It's to study the soul. It's qualitative in nature. It refers to the lifestyle, the hobbies, the thoughts, the habits, the interests. In other words, the psychographics is what makes your customer tick. What do they really value? Where do they spend their free time? And what interests or engages them? So understanding the demo and psychographics of your ideal customer is really key. Some of you have taken time and done this extensively. Believe me, big companies do. Maybe it's time to take another look. In 2019, maybe you've changed. Maybe you want to work with different types of people. Clarify and identify by writing down roughly or generally speaking, who are these people? And as you do it, actualize or visualize inside of you these people. Begin to see that as you start thinking through this, you start actually sending a message that, yeah, this is the person that I am marketing to. So take another moment now and just make a list. What do you know about your ideal customers? In 2019, I'm going to invite you right now to actually visualize the kinds of people you want to be landing on your website, the kinds of people you want to be using your product, or the kinds of companies that you really, really, really want. And as you do this, bring hope. Bring hope to your writing, because I do know the power of intention. And I know that we do better in business when we're hopeful and we expect it. So I'm going to be quiet for another short period of time as you write down some demographics and lifestyle or soul psychographics of who you want to work with in 2019. And if you want to put it in chat, awesome. If you're business to business and customer is multiple people in one organization, lifestyle psychographics not as applicable. What's really applicable is that business and the person who's going to purchase your product. So if you're selling to another business, what types of businesses are you wanting to sell to? In other words, are they mid-sized, like 5 to 10 employees? Are they solopreneurs? In your case, they're not. Are they in the tech industry? Talk more about describing the business, because that's your ideal customer. Some of you are familiar with creating avatars. Some of you have taken It's Your Business or done some courses with me. An avatar, an ideal client avatar, is when you take these demographics and these psychographics and you put them into one beautiful description of someone that you know is just waiting for what you offer. And please remember that what you offer, people are looking for. Your job is to think, who's really looking for this service and how can I help them make the buying decision as quickly as possible? But who are these people? So this was one of my clients, Indizo, which is an interior design app. And it's an app that helps you figure out your personal interior design zone. There's 9 zones and blends, so there's over 60 possible responses you will get, and it gives you confidence to create a home or an office that you'll love. Here are their avatars. Self-confessed design junkie Isabella is 24 to 36, an eager learner as always. She's tech savvy with a passion for expressing herself in her environment. She subscribes to several online design sites and blogs like Design Sponge, House, The Little Green Door. She thumbs through shelter magazines like Dwell and House Beautiful. She has a modest to medium range income, so is always up for a do-it-yourself project. She's an expert at posting her results and discoveries on Instagram and other social networks. She has several friends who share her design interests, and they take a lot of shopping and travel expeditions together. Great specific avatar. So imagine having such a clear avatar that every time you start writing your sales copy or connecting with people to let them know what you do for referrals, you can clearly say, these are the kind of people I work with, or you can visualize that person as you're creating your marketing. For Indizo, they also have the avatar of newly divorced Mike, who's uncomfortable in his bland apartment furnished by his ex's throwaways. He has extra time on his hands. He wonders if anyone has created a bachelor app for guys without a clue. He and his wife had a comfortable home, but it never quite felt like him. Maybe now is a good time to make this the place he wanted it to be, if he only knew what that was. Perfect avatar. So I'm going to look in the chat here. My client is spiritual in nature, oriented towards devotion, and is looking for like-minded hearted community. Beautiful. So they're looking for community. Believes she is here on a mission, looking for purpose, wants inspiration. Usually female, but could also be male, looking for transformation, needing more clarity about the future, but hopeful about the future. That's really a clean avatar. You might want to say is comfortable learning online, since so much of what you do is not in person, although I know you do some in-person things too. So once you know who these avatars are, who these people are, the next question you want to ask is where you can find them. And this is where strategy comes in place. So as you're looking under the hood of your business, you're not going to, obviously, you didn't have enough time right now to fill out a complete avatar or a couple, but that would be a great next step. It is such a blast to have these avatars. You could even draw pictures and give them names, so that then when you are making marketing decisions, you're thinking, where would Isabel shop? What kind of Facebook groups would Isabel be at? Would Isabel relate to this new brand or this image? Do you think Isabel would like this ad? I wonder where Isabel's going to be tonight. I wonder if there's any upcoming events in the city where I could meet Isabel. You understand what I'm saying, right? So the more you really get close to your avatar and they become more real to you, the more you can then find them in different places. And the easier it is for you to ask for referrals. You know your avatar, then you can build your image, your branding, your content that speaks directly to them. Here's an example of Anne with her feminine confidence course, and she's just using these words that would attract her avatar. Are you struggling with stress, burnout, old patterns? Want confidence and well-being? So she's here to help you reclaim your power, etc. Look at her heart. She looks intelligent. It's feminine confidence. She's using pinks. So she's very clear about who she's marketing to, and she's creating the images and the energy that will attract those people. And that's what you want to do when you're writing your email campaigns, when you're building your website, your brochure, you're really building out your brand. Ask yourself, will my avatars connect to this? The other thing you can do is survey your clients and potential clients and ask them, how do you like these colors? So I see another chat, and that's great. You're very clear on your company size and identifying who you work with and clarifying. And one thing that's really powerful in business is the more we really niche it down, the easier it is for us to market to and have people attracted to what we do. Now, if you're marketing in a small region, you have to make sure there's enough clients in the region that want what you offer. But if you're marketing in a large region, like all of California, the entire West Coast, or maybe internationally, then you have the opportunity to get really, really narrow. And that will actually help you utilize your marketing dollars and your marketing time in creating your brand that is specifically for those kind of clients. So in a business to business, you know, that's a pretty wide range, but you are looking at larger, 150 to 5,000 mid-range, small mid-range companies that have PC and servers. So the more and more specific you get, the better. Then you can start finding those people. I'm going to shift to the next tip in our marketing tune-up. So far we've talked about focusing on the benefits and really clarifying who you serve. So make a note of that, because you're not going to get it all done in this webinar, but you're getting started. Your mind should be thinking. I hope you're thinking of how to apply this. The third tip that large companies use all the time and successful small businesses rely on is getting connected with industry associations or groups and organizations with like-minded collaborators. Now, the thing about associations and groups is you can receive business templates. They have spent money on trends and studies. There are probably discussion boards, definitely Facebook groups. Often these associations or groups come together and you're able to get discounts on related services or insurance. There are mentors, there is education, there is training, there's co-facilitating and coaching. There will be events and networking opportunities that you can attend and collaborate and learn and get involved in joint ventures. And believe me, once you know the industry you're in, and I'm sure you all do, if you want to put the chat in, but in any industry, from personal development to IT resources to nonprofits, a specific kind of nonprofit, economic development groups, there's always associations to join. The Women's Business Center is part of the Association of Women's Business Centers, right? I had a client recently who does pressed flowers, and she became involved with this flower guild, got online, and had all of a sudden access to information on marketing and on her product development that she didn't even know was free and available to her. So third tip, and write it down, Google the industry you're in and find out what's free that it offers, but also the possibility of joining the association and getting involved in it. I've been involved in many groups, mentorship programs. I'm a member of a couple of associations and certification programs. And in those places, I have developed clients. I have created joint ventures. I have gotten discounts on lots of things like office supplies and FedEx and et cetera, because I'm part of the association, as well as speaking opportunities. So take a look and gather industry data. What industry are you in, or what industries are your clients in? And the reason I ask you what industry are your clients in is because you might want to go to events where your clients hang out. So for example, the IT service and software, and you're getting clear on your clients, is there a particular type of industry you like to work with? It could be medical groups, it could be, you tell me, but whatever that might be, what kind of associations and events do they attend? So you can actually get yourself a ticket and meet your ideal clients, which is a great, great way to market yourself. Go hang out where your clients are. So once you know the industry and maybe get on an association website, what are the trends in that industry? You can find out right there. You can Google and do a little research. Remember, be curious. Remember, listen. You're listening to your customers. You're listening to their spoken and unspoken needs and desires. And you're listening to those who are part of the association, the industry that you are in, because they've done research and they can give you information, and it's available online. It's amazing. Are there any collaborations or joint ventures or opportunities that would be available by getting more engaged in groups? And I've really expanded my understanding of associations and industries recently, and there's so much now available in Facebook groups. So you might even want to Google Facebook groups to see if you can join a circle of people who do similar work like you and share best practices. Are there any directories that you can access to find clients, or directories that you can access and be listed on? Always a good idea. Great for SEO, great for people to be able to find you. Where can you post that you exist? It's not the yellow pages anymore. Can you get certified? Would it help your resume? Would it shift your ability to serve? Would you get better if you got certified? We have one of our clients is a transcriptionist who recently went through an association certification, got involved in that industry education, and it made a big difference in her business. And once again, attended events. So also in these groups, in these associations, there's so much power in support. You don't have to do this alone. And of course, the Women's Business Center at JEDI is a wonderful resource. And please come to our events, come to our classes, join our webinars. We've got lots of networking opportunities. Plus, we know other networking opportunities in our region. And we will help you. And we have free counselors. And if you can find someone who is specifically in your industry that will mentor you or coach you or be a champion, go there. This has made a phenomenal difference in my business. I now have a couple mentors, and I can rely on them. I can call them. I learn from them. You can hire a coach or work with someone at the Women's Business Center. But specifically what I want to speak to here is seek out others who are doing something similar. Maybe they have a different market. Maybe they do what you do, but in a different region. Or maybe they specialize only in working with men. But there's an area of their business that overlaps your business. You feel you can learn from them. You may possibly co-mentor each other, or you may just reach out and ask for some support. Mentorship and coaching relationships can build over time. And then along the way, seek out education. You're all here so you do that. And there's also nothing wrong with having a few friends that you can rely on, because sometimes as a business owner, it can get a little lonely to just pick up the phone and say, I need a little encouragement today. But friends can't give you business advice that someone who's in your industry can. And that's the biggest point I want to make, because they can tell you the challenges they overcame and how customers find them. You can ask them what makes your business succeed, and what advice do you have for someone starting out or someone at this level. So once again, your friend is Google. I mean, if there is an exemplary organization, when I was the director of the Women's Business Center, I met a couple other directors in areas around the country. I liked aspects of what they did, be it their marketing collateral, or some of the programs they offered, or their circles that they created. And I sought them out to understand how they developed those things. And in return, I was able to offer them where we excelled. So that's another step you can write down if you so choose. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is seek out more support from people who specifically have done well in the area you want to do well. Make sense? Okay, if it makes sense, say yes in the chat. All right, so we've got a couple more tips, but I put the slide in here for us to take a little pause. As we're moving forward, looking at how to tune up our marketing, how to do better in 2019, how to clarify our messages, we want to keep that mindset, the mindset of curiosity, of inquiry, and have a set of beliefs or a way of thinking that will determine our behavior and our mental outlook. So the mindset of a good marketeer is, I'm curious, I'm listening, I'm learning as I go. Now, traditionally in market research, a lot of time and money can be spent on the front side of a business to do market research, but market research, or looking under the hood, it's a mindset you want to do all year long. So take the energetics and the tips of this webinar, and we'll finish the last few in a moment, but take these and apply them all year long. And the next tip is to study your competition. You gain a lot by knowing your competition. It's what drives you to offer the best quality products and services. It can bring out the best in us. I don't think of my competition as someone that I am better than, or they are better than me. And in fact, in my understanding of competition, we can all win. These are people who offer a similar product or service, and I celebrate their success. And it brings out the best in me to take a look at what they do. It also is how you can differentiate your product or service. By seeing what other businesses thrive at, you may choose to focus on a specific aspect of business that they don't. And by looking at competition or others who offer what you offer, you can develop collaborations and partnerships. People often think, oh no, the market is flooded. There's too many people in my industry. Well, think of an auto mall or a food court. They intentionally are next to each other, right? So these are supposed competitors, but their marketing dollars, their being near each other, is actually drawing more people together. And so in your industry, hanging out with others, even showing up at events or being a vendor at an event where others are, you have more access to people looking for cars, people looking for food. An example could be Mount Shasta. Who would think that so many crystal shops would survive here? Well, we're now in Mount Shasta becoming known as an international spot to go crystal new age shopping. So that's why all the stores are surviving. We have spiritual tourism here because of what could be called competition, but in essence now is a collaborative effort to put Shasta on the map as a spiritual mecca for shopping, nature, and all things new age. So what are the benefits of spending time getting to know people who offer what you offer? I'm going to go through the list, but when I say looking at your competition and studying them, I would encourage you to literally meet some of them at events, go online and check out their websites, very profound. Follow some of their email lists if they do email campaigning. Notice their Facebook. Whatever industry you're in, find others who do what you do and see how they market. What's working? Could you do it differently? Could you do it better? What's missing? What can you do? This, I would highly recommend spending an hour and have fun with it. Maybe 2 hours in the next week to up-level your marketing this year. See what kind of lessons you learn. Possibly you could get some ideas to collaborate. In your research, you might find a company that offers something you don't specifically. And that would be a great person to partner with because you can do referrals back and forth. I do that a lot, by the way. What can you do that they don't? What's missing in the industry? Because we all know that if there's a demand for what you offer, you're going to do well. So can you find a hole in the industry? Is there a little client base that no one else is serving? Is there a language you use or a product you can put forth or a service that's just a little bit different? Where do they advertise? Where do they have their store or office? How can you join forces and do more? Take a moment on this section on studying your competition and just write a few notes. How might you connect with others for collaboration and success? And what do you want to learn by taking time and studying competition? What would be your goal? All right, we have 2 more tips. So we talked a little bit about that ideal client and that avatar. And I've been alluding to this throughout. And to me, this is one of the best moves you can make under the hood to be better at marketing, is to talk to your ideal clients and avatars. Now, this can be people you already serve or people you want to serve. Get on the phone with them. Why not? Do an email survey. If you have an email list, or maybe you have a friend with an email list and they have similar clients, Send a short survey. You can use things like SurveyMonkey is great. You can also do a short, like 2 questions, email me back. Facebook polls are a great way to survey groups and individuals. Invite people over to a focus group. Give them something in return. Maybe they get to experience your pilot program. And if they take the program for free, you have the opportunity to spend 20 minutes with them learning what they liked about it and how you could improve it. Do the individual interviews, maybe do a paper survey. But this is an ongoing best practice. It's called the ASK method. It engages your clients. You want to consistently, and this is the big tip for those of you who have email campaigns, you want to consistently ask questions. You want to end your emails with, what about you? Or what's the leap you're taking this year? Or whatever the question might be, whatever your theme is, ask people, get feedback. You're going to learn, you're going to grow, but you're also going to begin a dialogue with your possible clients and customers. And then the final under the hood tip is to clarify your unique selling position. So this really differentiates you from others. It answers the question, why should people do business with you instead of your competition? If you are in the service industry, you are what is unique. And sometimes that's the most difficult to describe. If you're describing a product or service, you know how great it is, you're happy to share. But if it's really about you, you can take it personal. And I invite you to step away and once again, ask your clients, why do you come to me for this service? What is it that you are getting that makes you want to come back? Now, that can turn into a testimonial, and one of the greatest ways to market yourself on your own website, in your own collateral, is through testimonials. So do ask people to offer testimonials, get photos, get that social proof, get that front and center on your website so other people are talking about you, not necessarily you talking about yourself. But there is a place for you to clarify, how come people keep coming back? Is it because I am more custom? Is it because I'm more efficient? Is it because the products really work and they work by giving people these results? Like the herbs work, they're more potent. Well, how much more potent? Well, they're handcrafted, so they're grown in nutrient-rich soil, so they've got more minerals. I extract them using a certain method, and people come back and say, wow, I've tried this kind of stuff before, but I've never had a formula work so quickly as this. That's the kind of information people want to hear and understand and tips you over. So you probably know, right? You know what makes you different. You know what makes you different and unique. I mean, Zappos, they created their unique selling position as being a company for good, because, you know, they give money to people. You buy a shoe, you get one donated. One of our clients, Marble Mountain Kennels, they put it on their website, what sets us apart from other breeders. And I would highly recommend you do that. And it can be as simple as stating, this is why we're different. This is what our clients say. This is why people keep coming back. What differentiates us? What sets us apart? And even on a sales call, if you're about to sign a contract for like the IT services, you could say, you might be wondering why clients stick with us and why we have such high retention with our clients, or what really makes us different than some of the other service providers out there. Well, we pride ourselves in not only fast response and efficient results, but in kind customer service. We're patient and we're going to see it through to the end. We're committed to solving your problems as quickly as possible, and we stand to our word. And here's what some of our clients are saying about us. So clarify that and really, really bring it forth. So just take a moment. Let's do another exercise. What makes you unique in your industry, in your product or service? And I'd love for some of you to chat. In your product or service, why are you different? What sets you apart? I don't see any chatting yet. Does anyone want to share what makes their company different? Okay, so Gwen says you're treated like family, not a number. I like that. Quality ingredients, unique flavors, beautiful design. Yeah, I love that and be super descriptive. Like quality ingredients meaning what? Like we carefully choose our ingredients. We do farm to table or, I don't know your ingredients, but as specific as possible. Those are kind of general. Unique flavors, flavors that people come back and want more. Flavors you've never tasted or heard of before. How about that? And then beautiful design also, what does that mean? Exquisite. Play with some words and a thesaurus might be your best friend. And then another, what makes me unique from Shanta, longevity. There are very few people doing what I've been doing for 40 years. Yeah, I have 40 years experience supporting people in this kind of transformation work. I think that is one piece that makes you unique. Good point. And then Marie says, custom made to fit your decor, personal touch, you choose your print frame and matting. And I think other people do that too. So tell me more. Do you not only have custom made to fit your decor, but do you help people choose the best print frame and mat to match their decor? So maybe you have a matching process or a design intake, a personal consultation to get the right design for you. Now that's a little different. I like that. That adds even more. Okay, well, these are great. Anyone else want to put a unique selling position? Our software packages and updating process is modular, customizable, and consistent. We don't do imaging, the current common practice, but causes all kinds of problems. Okay, yeah, so the common practice causes problems. We have a solution where our updating is modular, custom, and customizable. Yeah, and then lead with the benefit, which works, and here's why it works. These were great. For 20 years, we are a trusted resource to match people who care with causes that matter to them. Yeah, so what makes it unique is 20 years trusted and giving back. Yeah, been in the community 20 years. Beautiful. Thanks, Audra. Okay. So oh man, I know we covered a lot and it's been almost an hour. What I'm hoping that you walk away with are some habits and an understanding that you have all these free resources that you can learn from associations and you can find mentors and coaches and education and teachers. Utilize them. Now, what that means is you take a little time out of your week, which you did today. You took an hour, and I really hope you got something out of this and you used what you got out of it. But take some time, because we know when we slow down, we often become more efficient. Just making one connection at an association, just spending 1 hour on an association website could be a game changer for you. So I do recommend it. And then earlier on, when we talked about our products and services, we said, think results and benefits, bring in the features later. So, what really is the benefit of giving to a cause you believe in? What is the benefit of being a cause? And what are the results? You make it easy to match people. You make it easy and better for all of us to live in this community. Think results. Get to know your customers first in your imagination. Do the avatar exercise. I really recommend that if you have time, or make time to imagine that person. So every time you're creating content, would Isabel like this? Would Isabel click the register button? And then if you know who Isabel is, call her up and have her review your site. In fact, especially if you're doing any kind of a group service or anything you do, you can always give a product away as a thank you to your ideal client who is willing to review some aspect of your marketing for you. And they probably will have really great ideas if they're your ideal customer. If they're not, don't listen to their advice, and that's actually very important. Study your competition and collaborators, and then just continue to refine and innovate and become a more unique version of you and your business expression, and become the authentic version. And it's partially why I did this here in February and called it your 2019 marketing tune-up. Is, you're evolving, and so is your business. Who you worked with last year might not be exactly who you could or want to work with this year. Over time, your niche tends to find you. So look for the clues. One of my friends who's a professional speaker, she started with her niche being working for companies and teaching customer service. Well, that evolved into, she started working with more health businesses because they told people who told people. So she became known as the expert in the health industry and customer service, which over time evolved into, she now works with care facilities, elderly care, independent living and care facilities on customer service. And it kept niching down. Her niche found her. So at each stage of evolution, she refined her website, she refined her talks so that she could really speak to that new niche, that new ideal client. So business is constantly going through change. You are constantly going through change. You're refining, you're innovating, you're iterating yourself to awesomeness. So you can really become a more unique version of you and your business expression. All right, so I'm going to pause. I do have a couple of thoughts and announcements. I know there was a question that came in during the webinar, so I want to respond to that. And Shanta, I believe you asked about surveying and what kind of questions to ask your clients. And, that's a really specific question for you. If you're about to develop a new program, you might ask people, give them a multiple choice, which of these topics would interest you? If you do primarily 3-week or 7-week or longer courses, but you're thinking of maybe doing a 1-2 hour masterclass, ask how many people would be interested in attending that. The other way you could do that market research is, just try something, put it out to your clients and see what kind of results you get. The other thought, because I do know you have an e-list, is when you share an inspiration, you could have a question at the end. And the question could be, is this something you'd like to focus on in a 1-hour webinar? And see how many people say yes. Hold on to those emails and invite them to a paid webinar. I mean, those are just some thoughts that come to you. And if you want to clarify your question, because I see you typed in the chat, please do. And does anyone else have a question or a comment that you can type in the chat? Does Mount Shasta Jedi have informal networking gatherings with other businesses in the area? We do have events, and then we have our classes. So attending classes is a great way to meet other business owners. And that's from Marie. Marie, we also have the Women in Business Network and now the Women of Vision in Mount Shasta. So there's 2 business groups for women. Get in touch with info@eJedi and they can tune you into those. And of course, there is the Chamber of Commerce, which has events. Our next Jedi event is happening. It's an open house. It's in Reading. And if you want to meet some Reading business owners, I highly recommend you come down for that. In fact, let me just share with you all what's coming in the near future. We are starting our 8-week It's Your Business, How to Launch Your Business for Success and Growth class. It's starting Monday, the 18th. It will be online. It's different than our webinars in that everyone's video camera is up. We keep the class limited to 12 people, so there's interaction. There's a lot of side coaching. We go through quite a bit of content, but we pause a lot for you to do exercises and then to get feedback from the group. So it's a very interactive live camera. And if today kind of whetted your appetite to understand more about not just marketing, but branding, strategies, foundational statements, financial, record keeping, the legal aspect, everything about business. It's a 360. I highly recommend this class. It's a lot of fun. I teach the class and I hope you join us. So down in Reading, there is a networking event called We Thrive Together. It happens every month and there's great topics and wonderful women who attend that. It's on our JEDI website, so you can learn more there. And our next webinar is specifically on a marketing strategy, and that is the strategy of referral marketing and how to use word of mouth to grow your business and create loyal customers. Also, just a reminder, we do have volunteer income tax assistance. This is on our website. You can learn more about it there. So I am curious, what are your next action steps? Based on this webinar, which of these do you feel like would be a good next step for you? So I launched the poll. I don't see anyone voting yet. Develop new marketing copy. Update, revise company brand, research or join association, look for a mentor, work with collaborators, change social media business strategies, conduct a survey, fine-tune my client avatar. Just encourage you all to vote or put down what you want to do next. Okay. I'm going to end the poll. Okay, so the winner on this one is fine-tune my client avatar. Oh, good. Have fun with that. You'll really enjoy it, and it makes it so much more real when you're creating marketing, when you're thinking about strategies, if you have that person in mind. The other thing is if you do video as a way to market, if you're really thinking about, I'm using Isabel again, if I'm thinking about Isabel when I'm speaking, it's as if I'm having a conversation. It makes you feel more real, and it's the same with your copy. If you think of that person as you're writing it, it becomes more conversational, and it becomes, you know, it will speak to your client avatar. And then 2 last questions. How did you hear about this webinar? So you notice I'm doing a survey right now. I'm doing market research because as you answer these questions, it helps us understand how we can keep getting the word out. So thank you, and I see a couple of you responding here. Give you a couple more moments. Okay, so for the sake of all of us, the e-news was and is traditionally how most people hear about us. So what that tells us as an organization is we want to grow our e-news list. So the more that we give people the opportunity to join the list, the better, so that people can hear about our free services and we can be really strong in our mission. We're a mission organization, we're a nonprofit. We're here to support people in starting and growing businesses. And of course, we want to get the word out. All right, my last question, and I want to say thank you, by the way. You've all been fabulous. I've loved the interaction. My last question, I'd love for you to put in the chat. And if you could have a webinar of choice this year at the Women's Business Center, what would be the topic? And be as specific as possible. So what would be a webinar that you would attend that would help you? Product photography. Okay, great. I could see for our client base just photography, including product photography in general. That's a great idea. Thanks so much. And Becca, please do become a member or get engaged, because we have a video camera, and also down in Reading there's some photography, stage and lighting and screens that we can lend you. Okay, so social media content, Facebook, targeting clients. Okay, well, I invite anyone else to put topics there. And I thank you again for being interactive, for believing in your business, and for making a difference in the world, because I know you do all of that. Make it a beautiful day, and let your potential become prosperity. May your business blossom in 2019. Thank you, everyone. And oh, I have some thank yous coming in. SEO, case study, super. I'm going to save the chat, and we'll get some good webinars for this year. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.